welcome to another video. We start this one off with, I keep calling them the new rules, but they've been out for over 2 years. You should really know now that these lot here crossing the road have priority over you. That one's in the road and you're still going. Them two are now in the road and you're still going. Awful driving. And the thing is, it doesn't even matter if it's new rules or old rules. The old rules will cover this situation. As soon as they step out into the road, they have priority and you should be waiting for them. Shocking bit of driving. Now, as you can see from the last clip, I'm out and about in school run rush hour time. Horrible time around my area anyway. Well, probably everyone's area. And it's all about the keep clear sign on the floor there. Now, because there's roadworks and there's normally 2 lanes there, it doesn't really matter. You can see that there's 1 lane there. But all that was to stop people coming out of this turning on the right here and getting in their way, taking their place in the queue of traffic. And you can see it happens quite a lot, because look at the queue of traffic down here where people just block it up and they can't go anywhere. Now, if you let people out, like I'm going to let people out here, she gave me a nice wave and a thank you and that. It helps with traffic flow. But up here, you see that truck on the right hand side? It's actually doing a 3, well, it's probably more than a 3-point turn, maybe a 5. It's come up to 7-foot barriers and it's realised, oh no, I can't get through there. That sign there would have been further down the road. This 7-foot barrier just didn't jump out at him. His observation is obviously pretty poor. Well done to the pedestrian on the right hand side here through not taking any chances that he's going to overhang the pavement and hit them when they walk down the pavement. So not only is it us that's got to look out for these drivers and do their thinking for them, pedestrians have to do their thinking for them as well. Now, driving in heavy traffic like this, there are different techniques of doing it. The best one is to just hang back when you find a gap like I have here on a junction. Just stay here, let everyone go past you and don't block it up, basically. Don't get in anyone's way. Now, all this traffic coming towards me, they can see all that traffic they're heading into. How many of them are going to actually bother to not block up this junction and just keep going? Yeah, they're just going to block it up like the BMW here is, you know. They cannot see anything further than the end of their bonnet or the car in front. It's follow the leader sort of nonsense. So we're coming to this bit here. Badly parked cars on both sides of the road. They're not doing anything illegally though. So we're coming to this little bit here. The Kia really should be a little bit further back, giving them a little bit more space. But again, it has waited. All these cars coming towards us. See, the second Audi has paused there, but he hasn't left enough space on the right hand side. His right hand side, our left. No one's going to get in between that van there. Now, this is the only person with a brain down this road. There you go. She's the only one that waited there because she knows that she can't go anywhere. So why block it up? And knowing she's just come down this road, that our side of the road is quite clear. Why not let us all go? You're still going to be roughly in the same place where you would be anyway if you'd have barged right through, keeping everyone waiting. It's a little bit of common sense. And speaking of common sense, watch the BMW. Yeah, can't wait at the zebra crossing for too long because he's got to get in all that traffic that's behind us now. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you rush to get to traffic? I don't know. It's the mentality of I'm not waiting for you guys crossing the road. There's a traffic jam in front of me and it's got my name written all over it. Yeah, twat. Yeah, and he could have just been leaving now and he'd still be in exactly the same place as what he would be anyway, because no one's gone past. So he didn't gain anything, didn't lose anything neither. So in this clip, we're heading towards the A3 on the A240. As you can see, there's a lot of traffic in my lane especially. The other lane seems to be moving a bit quicker than mine. But why? What is the reason for it? Are they all coming down the outside and then all pulling in? Bearing in mind, a little bit further down the road, it goes into 3 lanes, then even 4 lanes. So what is causing this? What is your money on? All these people coming down the outside are all cutting in? Or is there something else? Maybe there's something broken down. What could it be? What do you reckon? Roadworks, maybe? What's your money on? Well, you're going to see in a second what it is as we go over to the left-hand lane, because we're turning left. It could only be one thing, couldn't it, really? Always an Audi that's broken down. Looks like the owner is over there with her red hair. She's on her way to the Just Stop Oil protests, but she forgot that she drives a petrol car that needs petrol. So her non-binary partner, the one with the green hair that identifies as a piece of chalk, that flew in specially from Los Angeles, will have to wait a little bit longer in her Range Rover in central London for her mate to turn up once she's got a recovery vehicle to get the Audi out of the way. But she will have more time to paint a few more signs maybe with her oil paint in the back of her Range Rover. Yes, this is all tongue-in-cheek and a bit silly, but some of them, most of them, are really that hypocritical. Now in this clip, up there on the left-hand side, there's a dog that's just about to run out into the road. Not far, only about a foot, but it's enough to make you jump, because I didn't see the lead. The owner's just messing about on the phone. Not bothered. Just have a look at your phone, eh? Now we come to one of my pet hates, manners. You're welcome. And as we drive down this road here, same thing happens again in a little while. There's parked cars on both sides of the road, so no one's really got priority. At least one person there said thanks. Two badly parked cars here. Why park either side of each other on the end of the road as well? There. Now I did get a little thank you from her, but the professional driver behind, I don't even think he knew that I was there. That's their observation, unfortunately. Now a few videos ago I said to you about giveaway lines. They mean give way to the left and the right. I'm turning left here and I can already see to my right there is nothing coming. That doesn't mean that I can go. Because of them three parked cars in front of me, there could be vehicles coming towards me from the left on my side of the road. And there is. Park like that. That's why you should always give way to the left and the right. Now, how many of you would put 2 and 2 together here and come up with 5 and just assume that this car has come out of that garage that's right in front of us that does tyres and exhaust and all of that? Right outside it, there's a car there where its wheel's fallen off. It does look, it looks bad though, doesn't it? Right outside it, it's like I've just had a new wheel put on. I'm just driving straight out of that drive and wallop, my wheel's fallen off. We don't know where it's come from, but you automatically put 2 and 2 together when it's so close to a garage like that that actually does tyres. Am I the only one that thinks like that? Now, if you are playing London Dashcam Bingo, this is one for you. The camera doesn't do this justice. As we come here, this is quite a tight road, and you have to just stay on your side of the road. It gets really tight on this bend up here. Funny enough, the bigger car, the Range Rover, does it perfectly. Stays on each side, the car behind doesn't. Jesus. You might want to get on your side of the road when you're going around that bend, yeah? And again, as I say, the camera doesn't do it justice, but if you look over to the right hand side there, there's a whole heap of space there and not a lot of space there for me. Thanks. Now we're coming up to this turning again. There's 2 lanes here on traffic lights, and the right hand lane you can either go straight on or turn right, but if someone's turning right it will block up that lane. There's a BMW out there already. There's a car in front of it that is indicating to turn right. The BMW hasn't seen it. It's right in front of it, but it hasn't seen the indicator of this car. I could see it, you can't see it on camera unfortunately. So we're going to the rear camera. Now because the BMW is actually in front of it, it is actually blocking the view a little bit, but it's a BMW, isn't it? Round the outside, and then all of a sudden, now it can see it. Why can you not see that? 2 BMWs couldn't see that. Now if we go to the rear camera now, you'll see the first BMW there. It doesn't want to turn right, but it's going to be waiting there quite a while because no one's letting it out. I wonder if it'll learn from that mistake though, and not go in the outside lane when someone's indicating to turn right. Probably not. Now in this clip we're on the good old M25. The 3 lanes to my left hand side are slip roads. We are especially looking at this one here, of just how many people use the slip road for the M4, but they have no intentions of using the M4. They want the M25. It's just the slip road is moving faster than the M25. So there's one straight away. That blue car looks like it's going to do it. That's just moved over. Yep, he goes over. We will go to the rear camera in a second and show you a few more. The van's just coming over. It's clearly marked. It's been clearly marked for a mile or so. We've got this pickup truck that's doing the same thing. This is incredibly dangerous because that lane is moving a lot faster than ours. And you're basically stopping in the outside lane. So what's that? How many is that? 3, 4? We're going to go to the rear camera in a second. And you'll see one that should definitely know better. A professional driver, and I mean a proper professional driver in an HGV. And the funny thing is, he's the one that uses the horn on the camper van behind me for not letting him in. Now I know all about the defensive driving nonsense and everything else, that you should probably have let him in there, because he is out in limbo at the moment, out in the outside lane of a slip road where he doesn't want it. Bearing in mind I did the same. I let that pickup truck in, and I didn't want to though. I've got to admit I wasn't very happy about it, but I let him in because it's bloody dangerous of him just sitting there. So maybe the camper van should have let him in, but I also see the camper van's point of view as well. The lorry driver should know better. I mean, he's got no choice with that one, because that one was in there a little bit too quick. And look how close this idiot gets to me now. He's left himself no movability to actually get into the middle lane, because that's where he wants to go. We're also still looking on that slip road as well. Behind the camper van you'll see a vehicle actually still pull over into the inside lane of the M25. It leaves it right to the last second as well. There he goes, just behind his wing mirror there. Now in this clip, I'm out of my comfort zone just a little bit. I'm heading towards Coventry. Yeah, I'm miles out of my comfort zone. And I'm heading towards this roundabout here. Bearing in mind, I've not been round this roundabout. I've not that I can recall anyway. So I don't know the layout or anything like that, but I do know how to use the roads. I know how to read a road sign. I know where it says Coventry on the floor there. I know that I'm in the correct lane to be in, you know, because I can read a road sign. I don't have to know the layout or the road to know that. All I need is a road that's quite well marked out like that. Now we've gone to the rear camera obviously, and you'll see someone that I think he does know where he's going. This BMW that's just changed lanes there. Yep, it's gone into that lane. It doesn't want that lane. It wants my lane. And as we've gone back to the front now, we've gone back in time a little bit. You'll see him come up the lane next to me on the right hand side obviously. There he goes. We're not going fast enough for him. And when he gets right round the bend here, he's overtaken all that traffic to his left hand side. You'll see an indicator come on, and then he's going to cut right across everyone. He knew that he knew it. He knew what he was doing. This DPD, you just got to keep an eye out for these guys, haven't you? I'm just going to hold back. I saw his indicator go on. Yeah, and you just expect it from them guys, don't you? You always take a wide berth when you see one of them. So I'm just going to wait until that slip road finishes on the left hand side before moving over, just in case there's another bloody BMW that shoots past. We're back out of Coventry and we're on the M40 heading towards London. We're still too close to Coventry though for my liking, but it doesn't matter where you are, you'll always get the same type of drivers, and in this case it's the middle lane hogger. And there's two of them. I actually think they are together. It's not this white car, it's the red car, the Peugeot, and the car in front of that are the lane hoggers. I think they're together because the Peugeot never attempts to overtake it, which I find really weird. As I get closer to the black car in front, the passenger, who's a woman, is playing with the guy's hair. She's running her fingers through his hair and he is obviously not concentrating on the road. Now what I'm about to show you here, I do not recommend you doing. It's in the highway code as an advisory not to do, and that is undertake, i.e. overtake on the left hand side. You're supposed to go round the right hand side, as we all know. So I overtake the Peugeot and then I eventually overtake this one. This Audi on the right hand side here sends another message to him. Goes right the way across to show him where you should be. Doesn't get the message. I'm about to show him a message by going past him on the wrong side, but I would like to show him another message, which is my shaking of the Coke can. But he didn't look once. As I passed him on the wrong side, he did not look once. He was so hypnotised by her playing with his hair. It's yeah, and I can't really blame the person that's playing with his hair, because he should know better. It's nothing to do with her putting her fingers through his hair and distracting him. He should know that you should be over in the inside lane. Incidentally, me undertaking, like I said, is an advisory in the highway code not to do it. Middle lane hogging, by the way, you can get points on your licence and a fine. So there is a bit of a difference between what I'm doing. And I keep saying it, I do not advise people to do what I did there. But I'm an experienced driver. I can see when they're about to move. I had a hard shoulder next to me to get out of the way. Yeah, so even though I shouldn't, I do know what I'm doing. I know I sound like a right big head saying that, but I do know what I'm doing. He obviously has not got a clue because he's not moved. Now in this clip, believe it or not, it's the same day. It's even the same bloody road. And look at the difference in the weather. Lots more traffic, but look, there's an emergency vehicle going down the hard shoulder. An emergency roofer. There he goes, off to fix a roof. It's an emergency, after all. I wonder what goes through their heads when they do that. When they go down the hard shoulder and everyone else is just waiting in solid traffic like this. What they're thinking, you know. Are they thinking, what's wrong with this lane? You muppets, use this lane. He's not the only one. You'll see another one go down here now. I just wonder what goes through their heads when they go down there at the hard shoulder. Oh, it's all right though. He's got his hazards on. Don't worry. He's got his hazards on. That's all right. He's allowed to do it. Now, a little bit further down the road, we're still obviously stuck in a lot of traffic. I went to Coventry, by the way. I had a job to take someone to Coventry. The money was okay and all of that sort of stuff, but if I'd known the traffic that I hit coming back the other way, I would definitely have not taken the job. Never in a million years. I'm too old to be doing 15-hour days. By the time I got home, it was a 15-hour day. It should never have been like that, but because of traffic like this all the way down, all the way back rather, because all the way down there it was fine, all the way back was horrible. But it's the amount of idiots that you see on the road, like this guy here. It's solid traffic. You get a little bit of this where we're going a little bit of speed here, and then all of a sudden it's stopped again. A little bit more, then stop. A little bit more, then stop. So just stay in your lane. Doesn't matter what bloody lane you're in, just stay in it. Because none of the lanes are going any faster than the other. The traffic is too heavy. So just stay in your lane and just be patient.
We're all in the same boat, mate. You think you can go fucking past fucking idiots?
So he's moved over to the middle lane now because he obviously thinks the middle lane is going to go faster than the outside lane, and he wants to get in front of a few cars. It does, but then the outside lane goes faster than the middle lane, and then the middle lane goes faster than the outside lane, and you all end up still next to the same car that you were next to at the beginning of it all. So he's gone past 3 cars there by going into the middle lane, and now he's going to pop back out into the outside lane. Was it really worth the hassle of doing that? Now I've just speeded it up now just to show you that I almost got side by side with him there, and he's in heavy traffic. Look, and there I go. I'm going to go past him. So it's not worth doing all of that sort of stuff, is it? It really isn't. Just stay in your lane and be patient. Now a little bit further down the road, we have been overtaking each other all the way down the road. This little twat in the car, that he just keeps changing lanes and ending up pretty much in exactly the same position as what he was to start off with. Now you'll see him come down the inside. That's him there, because I was in front of him and he's come down the inside now. He's trying that one out because obviously that one is moving a bit faster and there is a slip road coming off. And if we keep looking down there, underneath the sign there, it's kind of hard to see, but because of the raindrops and everything, where it says Reading and Slough, you'll see a car that goes out into the hard shoulder and drives down the hard shoulder. And guess what? It is him. Yep, he's gone into the hard shoulder. So he's even going to try the hard shoulder for a lane now and see if he can get a little bit further down the road. What an absolute prat. So a little bit further down the road, I've decided to opt out of the M40. It just wasn't moving. So I've come off at this junction here and I'm going to go through High Wycombe and then somehow keep going down there, the A40 eventually, and then maybe go through Slough, Windsor and them sort of places to get back onto the M25. As we got this one here, always one, isn't there? Now, always look in your rear view mirror or your side mirror before changing lanes when you see someone do that. And I'm going totally against what my sat nav is telling me to do. But then again, I do know this area quite well. And in this area, there is a lot of mini roundabouts. And mini roundabouts are fine, but you need people to help you out and indicate. Like this one here, you're in the right-hand lane, so you can go left or right. Just put an indicator on. We can all go then. So a little bit further down the road, some of you may have already seen this clip on another video, where the road starts to get a little bit flooded and we have a bus, an absolute numpty in a bus coming towards us.
Arsehole in the bus. Fucking absolute arsehole.
Again, there are ways to drive in this sort of weather. Drive as close as you can to the centre of the road, not directly at traffic or anything like that, because the water level will be lower in the centre of the road.
Slow down, you fucking stupid
Constable!
Yeah, and slow down as well. Don't drive like that idiot did there. So my plan to actually go in town to come out of town backfired a little bit because all the roads were flooded, so I didn't really gain anything from knowing the area. Obviously I didn't know the roads are going to be all flooded and everything was going to be so slow. So I'm crossing the M40 now, and people drive differently. When you've been held up in a lot of traffic, people seem to be racing around when they get an open road, but a red light is a red light no matter what. So now we're on the A355, which goes from Beaconsfield to Slough and beyond. And we got more flooded roads. The weird thing is about this one is that we're going uphill and it's settled in the middle of the hill, which is kind of weird. But I've got to say, pretty much all of us do this the way you're supposed to do it. We all go pretty central as we can go to the centre of the road, and drive relatively slowly. There's only one car that really doesn't do it the way we're all doing it, and that's the car behind me. And it's doing nothing wrong, it's just it's a little bit bigger than us and it can go straight through the middle rather than pulling out to the middle of the road. So basically that's all you do. You go as close to the line as possible, not over it, and just drive nice and slowly, as everybody in this shot here is doing. Which is kind of unusual for me to say everyone's driving the way they should. And that's how you do it. Now we will go to the rear camera and I'll show you how the car behind me did it. It just didn't go central, it just stayed in the centre of the lane. But that's what these things are built for. As you can see, it doesn't move over, it just stays there and just goes straight through. It does pick up a little bit of speed, but as I say, they're made for this, so they can do that. They're not affecting the cars coming towards them or anything like that. Nothing wrong still. I'm not sure about the number plate though. So now in this clip we are in Slough and the weather's starting to brighten up a little bit in Slough. Yeah. Anyway, you can see the right hand lane is a right turn only lane. Yep, you can see that, can't you? There's a big arrow back there and there's another one here. Disappointing from me a little bit here as I go past the green light here and it changes. But there's a yellow box junction, so I'm not going to go into it. As you can see up on the left hand side there, there is a camera. But they must have different rules in Slough because you'll see me go past the stop line here. I haven't gone through a red light, obviously. You saw that it was green. The car on the left hand side as we're looking at it now is in the right turn only lane. It must be a red that he's going through there. And he just goes straight on, straight across the lights on a red light. And he's on the opposite side of the yellow box junction now. They've moved on a little bit, just enough for another car to get in there. Now, we're looking at the Audi. He's got a red light, but he keeps edging forward. And we all know why he's edging forward. Because he's not turning right. You'll see him looking down, so he's obviously looking at his phone as well. He's got, you know, and it moves forward again. Now, bearing in mind there's a pedestrian there to the right hand side who's waiting nice and patiently. He's got a green now, he can go, and yet the Audi's still creeping forward because he's on his phone and he's not paying attention and he wants to beat me off the mark to get to the other side of the road and cut in basically, because the trouble is I've got to move out to his lane in effect. So there he goes, straight across. But you're in a yellow box junction, mate. Do they have different rules in Slough or something? And then this one does it.
Yellow box junction.
Now we've gone back a little bit and that VW that's on the left hand side is the one that's gone straight through it. And now this idiot behind me is starting to get a little bit
you're in the right fucking turn
frustrated,
only.
shall we say, of me not entering the yellow box junction. And he actually starts to bib me.
Are you fucking bibbing me?
Now I will show you that from the front camera to just show you how long it was when I had a clear junction to get across. And he's bibbed me there. Are they fucking mad in Slough or what? Or just plain stupid? So now we're at the Silly Isles. The Silly Isles, which is a stupid roundabout where people do silly stuff. It is actually called the Silly Isles. It's just spelt differently. From my lane is the only lane that you should be turning left at this first one and left for the second one. You should not be in the right hand lane, the left as we're looking at it now, to turn left. There's no way that you should be in that lane, and I'll show you why.
You're not going straight on, mate, are you? You can tell the way you fucking took that. For starters, and you.
Now, I've got to say, I was wrong about the van. The van goes in the direction where it should do.
I bet you're not going straight on, mate, are you? You can tell the way you fucking took that. For starters, and you. I could be going straight on. Couldn't I? I could be going straight on here.
And the thing is, I could be going straight on here because there is two lanes that go straight across there. There is no way you should be turning left here at a roundabout. There's just no way you should be going straight on. And there is another reason. I'll show you this as well. When we go to the rear camera in a second, I'll show you that. But this guy here, I'm shouting at him, I'm looking directly at him, and he is looking directly at me as well. So he knows he's in the wrong lane. The thing is, I'm not gesturing at him, I'm just pointing where he should be going.
Where you going? Fucking wrong lane. You should have been going that way.
Constable!
You fucking know it.
So as we've gone to the rear camera now, I'll show you another reason why you should not be in that lane and turning left. Because two lanes are to the right hand side of me here. That lane there, that car there, is actually going straight on. And he's perfectly within his rights to do it. The BMW to my left hand side here is also turning left from the right hand lane, and that car there is going straight on. I too could be going straight on, so it's not rocket science, is it? You can see where the problem lies here with BMWs here. As you can see, that car that was to the right hand side does actually go straight on. And I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? They would just cross each other at that roundabout because the BMWs are in the wrong lane. And all it boils down to is queue jumping. That's all it was, queue jumping. They couldn't be bothered to wait in a queue, so they got deliberately in the wrong lane to queue jump. Now, all this video was shot on one day of me going out driving. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.